When it's not always raining, there'll be days like this. When there's no one complaining, there'll be days like this. Everything falls into place like the flick of a switch. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this.
Monday afternoon, just about to go do some weights, just getting some hydrolytes in. But I just finished a 24-hour fast. It was pretty good. Felt alright through most of it, but I just want to get fasting into the system or into the routine throughout the week. So a few of the boys, Geordie Kahu and Alex Glenn, are going to be doing a 3-day fast. They're on their first day right now. So that's something I want to head towards or work towards. If you look up 3-day fasting on Instagram or on YouTube, some of the benefits you get from it are like crazy. And also on the other side of that, like I need to drop some weight for running. So moving into half marathons and marathons now, I'm trying to be mindful of not trying to lose strength during that time. Like I still want to be strong. Like I've hit my PBs in bench press a couple of weeks ago, which is about 147.5. And then my military press or standing press like that was about 100 kgs. Just so both pretty good lifts for me. They were stronger than what I was in football. But also just wanted to focus on running and getting better at running. So done 8K this morning for a bit of a warm-up run. Recovery run. And then heading to weights this afternoon. And then I've got hills tomorrow morning as well. So actually, I'm either going to do hills tomorrow afternoon and then the cardio session at Neighbourhood in the morning, or push it out to Wednesdays just so the legs are nice and strong, because hills are always the toughest session. So just topped off on some supplements too. Tonkat Ali, which is a mushroom. Love having that. Makes me feel stronger. I feel like I notice that when I don't have creatine. And then honestly, sleep from Switch. This is like my favorite product. I've been having it a little bit late recently, and then I found like whenever I have it, I have the best sleep. Like I've been crashing out on the couch, but I ran out of it and I don't feel like my sleep's been as good. So I went down and got some. I got the chocolate flavor too, so pretty pumped with that. But besides that, just trying to drink a lot of hydrolytes, stay hydrated, and then go to the gym, throw some weights around. Yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on the football season so far? It's been pretty crazy. Like, it's weird seeing Penrith struggle, but if you think about it, like just how long they've been at the top and how many games they played in the finals, man, that stuff starts to add up. Like, they've literally played almost a whole season of finals football. You know, it'd be close to like 18 to 20 games, but they're all like high quality games as well, and everyone's trying to knock them off, and they're losing all their players. So it's been a crazy ride for them, but it'd be interesting to see how they bounce back. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Ivan and Nathan, so it's going to be sort of testing his coaching skills as well. So that, I think that'll get him excited. Like you said, they're in sort of uncharted territory. But I think if you had to look at it, you'd probably say Melbourne or Bulldogs are the favourite. You tell Bulldogs are a good team now, because once defensively they're in alignment. Like if you're nilling teams in the NRL, that's fucking pretty crazy. And then if you think about probably their two best players, Matty Burton and Viliame Kikau, they're off. So they're not playing and they're still getting wins. So if you looked at Penrith with their success over that period of time, they were winning without Nathan, you know, even though Jerome was there. But defensively, they wouldn't leak points. So that's kind of like the worry about Penrith at the moment. It's just they're leaking so much points, which isn't like normal. But besides that, I think Melbourne look pretty good. Fucking Roosters, probably just a rebuild year for us. Hopefully Cherry Evans comes over to us as well. But to be honest, like I like everything outside of the game right now. I know the rules and that change quite frequently, but I just like the media and stuff around it. Like I think the Monday to Thursday is almost more entertaining than the game sometimes, you know. Obviously besides like Origin and finals, but all the theatrics that come around or are in the background of rugby league, I think it makes it so interesting. And it's probably the level you're going to get at with like basketball as well. So like I hope we get to that point where all year round there's always just going to be content coming out. That's not always positive content, like I get that, but oh no, forgot my water bottle. It's not always going to be positive content, but content's still content. And it's cool to see the like level up in media across sports teams. It's just something that, like, if you look back at all our old content, it's just shit we're just harping about on for ages, and it's cool to see it come to light. Like, I know we're not a part of that anymore, but like, still proud of like how far the content has come and how far players have come. Fuck, I reckon players are so much cooler than what we were or the times before us. And I know all the old heads will put the past up on the pedestal, bro, but you can bump into NRL players now, and there's like no arrogance about them whatsoever. They're well thought out, Like, I bump into a few of the Broncos boys up here a few times, and they just always come up and say hello. They're super polite, just good dudes, man. And I just think the game's in a great place. And they've sort of come through that social media era, so they understand the importance of being a good person all the time, because phones are always around. And I think a lot of them generally are good people as well. So, Broncos are a chance. Sorry to the Broncos fans out there, but who knows? Like, do you know who the standout guy for me is in the social media space or the content space right now? Sean Johnson. His breakdowns are fucking elite. Good thing about Shawnee is, like, he was so naturally talented, and the catch with naturally talented guys in sports is they don't necessarily always explain things the best, and because a lot of things just come so naturally to him. So if you'd ask Shawnee when he was a little bit younger, if you're like, what were you thinking here? He'd just go, I don't know, just like, they almost play off instinct or feel, like. And then as he got a little bit older and he sort of lost the bounce in his knees and his step, like, you have to learn the game a little bit better and learn about shape and structures, and then therefore he's able to break things down from multiple angles, so he can talk from a superstar standpoint, where when the game's on the line, you're looking at him and hopefully he can come up with something where a lot of the guys on the panel can't always do that. It's not something definitely I couldn't do, but he can also break down the game from multiple different angles, even like defense. When he was talking about Roger Tuivasa and his hammy, like, fuck, that shit was elite, man. Like, and that's the type of conversations you'll hear in the video room, and he's so closely retired from the game. Like, for example, for me, like, people used to like us to do a little segment called Shape, which was talking about football breakdowns, and it was kind of like what Shawnee does now, but like, obviously his stuff's a lot better. But like, I was going off knowledge base from being out of the game for 3 years, so if I talked about the game now, I haven't sat in a video room for 10 years, so my knowledge of the game, although I watch it casually, is not going to be anywhere near someone like Shawnee, who's like just retired. He was sitting in video rooms last year. He's been fatigued and trying to break down sets, and like, I don't know, it's just, for me, as like a fan of rugby league, and especially just been playing in the halves, and I was like an ex in those guys. I was like one of those guys that used to love being in video. I was like the only guy that used to enjoy video. It's cool to see. It's cool to break down, and all the fans will sort of just be appreciating it too. And it's like, no arrogance about Sean. He's such a good dude, and he always has been. So shout out SJ. Content is elite. I really want him to do a like, I just call it the show Shape, where he really breaks it down. He'd have to do it with someone. You just have to do it with the right person. I know a lot of other podcasts sort of break it down, but just that level, just that tiny touch of level above everyone else in terms of thinking, in terms of communication, in terms of analogy, and just even like delivery, like the way he delivers it. It's like so entertaining or interesting to listen to. So he's elite. So shout out SJ. Living the life, man. Living the life. But just about not the footy rambles, but just about to get into the gym. Feeling alright. Fuck, I forgot my water. I'll hydrate. Pissed off. Hey guys, Tuesday morning, just heading to our neighbourhood now. We got like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. We kind of got like these conditioning sort of sessions where you do ski ergs, and usually goes for about 40 minutes. Pretty tough, but just a good way to tax the energy system. So when I first started coming to these, like, they used to rock me, but I'm thinking of starting to get used to them and really enjoy them now. So they're probably my favourite sessions in neighbourhood. Obviously weights are weights. Like, I've done weights a lot of my life, so a lot of those are pretty similar. But yeah, this is one of the big ones. And then meant to be doing hills in the afternoon. So 3K warm up
and then 8 times 300 meter hills, which should be a bit of a workout as well. So there's kind of like my interval session. But if I don't do that, I'll definitely do it tomorrow morning, depending on how my day pans out work-wise. But yeah, normally just do the conditioning on the Tuesday and just go for a walk in the afternoon with Mello. So should be a good sesh.
Hey guys, that's a wrap on the vlog. Just watching the sunrise or drinking a coffee. Gonna go take Mala for a walk and hop into work. See you guys next time.